Metal Gear on the NES created a huge fan base and led the way for many sequels, and then came along UnMetal, a game heavily inspired by Metal Gear, but not as serious. But is this any good? Let's have a little look. After being shot down over US Allied airspace, Jesse Fox is interrogated by an unknown lieutenant. Jesse tells his story of events before he was brought in for questioning. To begin with, you'll need to escape your cell, and this will require looking around and finding items to use. Once you're out, you'll need to find a way out of the complex, but just like Metal Gear, you need to avoid being detected. On screen shows your XP level, health, usable item that's equipped, and your weapon. You can knock out enemies with your fists, use chloroform, or use a weapon to take them down. If you use your fists or chloroform, you can then drag the enemy out of sight, and in some missions this is a requirement to hide the bodies to remain undetected. Once they are down, you can loot them to see if they are carrying any items of use. But if you decide to shoot the enemy or injure them in some way, then you need to patch them up with a health pack so they don't die. This was a promise you made to a doctor, as she was extremely pissed off she had to stay late to help them out.
I finally had a gun. Now I could kill those guards. That is, if I were an assassin and didn't promise the doctor I wouldn't murder anyone. So if I shot someone, I had to use a first aid kit to heal them before they bled to death.
If they do die, then you have to begin from the last checkpoint. You'll meet a few people along the way that you'll stay in contact with over the radio. They may give you a clue on what to do next. There are breakable objects that may contain useful items such as medikits, ammo, and items that may need to be used together with something else. Pausing the game will bring up your inventory. Here there are plenty of spaces to store things, as well as your weapons and power-up items. You can assign weapons to the right analog stick for quick access. Not everything you keep will be needed. Things like the watch, lighter and glass eye serve no purpose whatsoever. Checkpoints are the toilets. Just walk in and go to a urinal to save the game. You can collect pots to piss in whenever you want in the stage, which creates a temporary save point. But when the pot is filled, it will need to be emptied. Jesse refuses to tip it anywhere. It has to be disposed of in a toilet. If an enemy gets alerted, then you need to run away fast. Loads of soldiers will swarm the area to kill you. They can be outrun if you try hard enough, but most of the time there'll be too many to deal with. When you reach the end of the stage, it's time to fight a boss. These vary in type. Some are human and some are just odd. There's a pile of rubbish in the sewers to fight, as well as a giant eel, but the rest are just an exchange of bullets. Leveling up will offer you two options. These can be a health upgrade, speed upgrade and so on, but you can only choose one. But is this game any good? It's very good. The graphics are very nice looking pixel art with scanline filter over the top. It's from the same perspective as Metal Gear and it all looks the same. The only big difference is, it doesn't want you to die as quick as Metal Gear does. You have plenty of health, and health packs are never really a shortage. Even if you get shot, you don't need to use a health pack right away. You can use a bandage to stop your health from draining. The sounds are great and the music is very good, but also very ambient. But what makes it so good is the dialogue. This is basically a parody of Konami's game. Jesse is simply a dimwit that doesn't see the obvious until it's pointed out to him. And he does ridiculous things to gain the advantage. He sees it as a clever move, whereas everyone else sees it as stupidity.
What the hell did you just do?
I just hurt myself.
Are you nuts or what?
Now you can't shoot me.
What do you mean? You just made it easier for me.
According to the degree on your wall, you're a doctor. The Hippocratic oath you took as a doctor forces you to aid your patients, and also forces you to cause patients no harm for the help.
And the rolling gag that everyone is called Mike doesn't get old.
Name's Jesse Fox.
I'm Mike. Let's make a bet, Mike. Who's there?
It's Mike!
Fuck, Mike, you scared me.
Jesse likes to exaggerate his stories too. When he's describing the situation he was in, he'll start making up things that are just absurd and completely untrue.
No mere simple ditch. It was full of tentacles and blood-stained spears that moved up and down, and bony arms that tried to grab me. And deadly lays.
Okay, Mr. Fox. I get it. You couldn't reach him.
The game has 10 levels and they are a good length. They don't drag on forever, but they aren't ridiculously short either. It does have its frustrating moments though, especially if it's a boss or a number of enemies to take out. Sometimes I found it hard to take out someone without 2 others being alerted, and when you have no choice but to walk in front of them, it becomes a serious challenge. But overall it's a very good game. I'm not a fan of the Metal Gear games on the NES, mainly because of the difficulty, but I do appreciate how good they are. This game is for the people, like me, who like the idea, but wanted an easier challenge, and that's what you'll get. It has its tough moments, but nothing that'll make you want to give up completely. It looks great, it plays great, and it's really funny. I give this 90%.
Assassin rats. They were everywhere, rushing to devour me alive.